All right, and welcome back to Taskflow. Now, for Taskflow, what are basic Taskflow? Let's say Taskflow shows you the process of which a user interacts with a page, right? So for a basic e-commerce platform, the Taskflow is there's an home page or a marketing page where the user first see all the display of what you do. The next thing is you click on any of it and it brings you to the product feature. Clicks on any product, it brings you to the product feature where you see what you want to do. And the next one is click on it to actually check out, where you fill in your card information and all your information to check out, and the confirmation page. So that's basically all about a task flow. So task flow shows you the process or the progress level for your work. So it tells you that, okay, what am I going to do, and how am I going to do it. So basically every e-commerce product should be able to be purchased in 4 clicks. When it exceeds 4 clicks, it becomes a bit boring and more like you're getting too stressed. So like I mentioned earlier, that UI UX is all about simplicity and ease of access or usability. So your user should be able to do what they want to do with ease. So task flow, home page, product feature, checkout, and confirmation, that is exactly what we are going to be doing here. So we have the first page here called the home page. We can duplicate this page. Let me just let me zoom it out so that it will be easier to navigate. Now if I want to duplicate this page, it's quite easy. I can either come and create another page, or I can right click on it and have something like copy and paste and all of that. But another very easy way to do that is to hold down my alt key, my alternate key. You can see that the arrow changes to double. So to hold down my alt key, click and drag, and it duplicates that page for me. So I'm going to be doing 4 pages. So I'm going to be duplicating another one and click again, and I'm going to be duplicating another one again. So if I go back, the first one says home page from our tax flow, home page. The next one is product feature or product, checkout, and confirmation. So I'll be coming here and be renaming them. So I click on the name here, product. I click on the next one here. This is actually called the checkout, and I click on this one here, and we have the confirmation. Okay, so I'll be doing a double presentation for this, as I'll be showing you the low fidelity and also the high fidelity. So let me just go ahead and copy all of this to make it easy, and I click on my alt and I drag it down to duplicate all. Just simple trick, right? So I'm going to be making one low fidelity and one high fidelity. So let me starting with the first one now. This is going to be the low fidelity, and that is going to be the high fidelity. So if I can group the selection, right, so that they all exist in one frame, while I come and group the selection. I can come, and when I click on one, use that my control key just like you're selecting, and click on the other one, right click on it, and click on group selection. So it groups the selection, and it means it exists in a group, right? Okay, I think I made a mistake for the first one and put it in a frame instead of a group. So I'm going to go back and undo this, and so once I get here, I click on group selection and actually group it out. And when I come to this one, I also do the same thing, right click and click on group selection, which groups it. Then I can change the name. The first one is going to be the lo-fi, so let me name it the lo-fi, while the next one is going to be sorry, I want to rename, it's going to be the fi. All right, so which is the high fidelity and the low fidelity. So let's start off with the low fidelity now. We can come and click on it. So we have the home page now, working with the home page, and you can go ahead and start designing into the home page now. So we want the first place, we want something that they call it the home page or the marketing page. So let's go ahead, and the first thing we'll do, we know that mostly we should have a rectangle. Okay, I might go and zoom this out now. Okay, so mostly we should have a slider page where we should see our product. It can be in any format we want, or basically we can give it a width and height here. We can come and change the height and width here to whatever one we want. So let's say it's a slider image, you want it to cover all the page. So we come and let it cover all the page, and we give it a height of, let's say, 200 pixels. So we want it to cover all the page. We give it a height of 200 pixels, and we want this up to also be our navigation page. We want our navigations to be up. So the first thing I will do is, let me add something to the view, right? Let me add a ruler to the view. Now, adding a ruler to your page, I'm going to click on this file, view. This is our main menu. Click on view, click on rulers, right? I can also click on layout grids, which will eventually help us understand how the layout is being set. Note that when I click on this, because it is grouped, it highlighted everything, right? But if I go ahead and double click, it takes me into the particular frame I want to use. So just in case you go out and you click on it and you're like, okay, I'm trying to draw something, is not actually working and all of that, you can actually click on a particular frame and it will take you into the frame you want to work with. So we're on our home page frame. If you are finding this tutorial very rushy, you can take out your time and go over it again, and you will just understand just fine as I am doing that. So we have our we want to make this is our low fidelity work, so we don't want it to have an image. So rather than having an image, we want it to have a stroke, right? And we want the stroke to be, let's say, 2, so that it will be very visible. Also, we want to show that this is an image, so we can go ahead and add an extra line, which we can say from the starting point to the finishing point. We can go ahead and draw another one, say from the starting point to the finishing point, which shows that it's an image. We can, okay, which brings us to our next point, which is called a text. Now, our text is used to apply typography to the text. In the next video, we'll be talking about typography, but basically, let's just come and add all our buttons for now. So we want the viewers to see the image, and we want there to be a section where we want them to be a section where you will have a button, maybe say for sign up, and another button for learn more, or for purchase now, or something of that feature. Let's make it in the middle. We want to have a sign up or a login button. We can also have a section here where maybe you have testimonials of those who have bought the website, the product before, since we are dealing with a TV. right? So those that have testimonial for those who have bought the TV before. No, let's not forget that this thing is showing for here. Now, if you want to make sure it all all right. So what I just do to make sure you, if I want to change all the shapes so that they look alike, now let me go back and undo that. So I did what you call to select all the shape. Now we can actually select, if we have a design and we want to make an editing to most of the design. So instead of going ahead and doing it design by design and changing them just like I did for this first rectangle shape, I can go ahead and go to my menu, go to my edit and select all, or I can select all width. So I click on select all width and okay, sorry, let me actually go into this design and I come and click on edit. It's asking me to select all width. Now look at it. Are you selecting all with the same effect? Are you selecting all with the same property or the same fill or the same stroke or the same effect? So I just put the same effect. I can put the same fill. So if I'm selecting all with the same fill, it's going to select all the images that has the same fill, and I can go ahead and choose what I want to do with it. I can choose on the fill. Now you see this is the only one that is selecting now because this is the only one that has the same effect, right? They all have the same thing. I can go ahead and go back and click on select all with the same effect again, and I can see that there are no strokes. So I can come and click on strokes and you see they have the stroke. Okay, that the mistake I did was, what did I do? I didn't select into it. So I'm selecting into it now, right? I'm selecting into it and I am going back and selecting all with the same, let's say with the same fill, right? So I'm selecting all with the same fill and I'm allowing it to have a stroke. If I remove the stroke, you see that all the stroke actually goes away. So if I put in a new stroke, you see that all the strokes actually come back outside. So if I want to select, let's say I'm selecting this rectangle for as an example now, so I can go ahead and select all with the same effect, right? And I can choose to add, to reduce, okay, it keeps okay, so let me go ahead and sorry, it's just giving me same stroke. Okay, so selecting all with the same stroke and it's coming out this way because they all have the same stroke. This already has a stroke attached, but this doesn't have. So select all with the same stroke. So whenever it gives you problem, just kind of like play around it and see which one picks the option you want, and you have it this way. And I can come and add a stroke to it. So it's adding that outer stroke, and I can go ahead and reduce the fill, remove the fill, so it gives me that box in the box I want it to actually look like. So I can actually, let me just undo that a little bit and increase this stroke to 2 because I think the last one I did was 2 also, and we have it looking like the first one now. And let's say the last section on the page is actually our footer section, right? So let's say we are having another section on the page, so I can just go ahead and don't forget to double click when you want to enter the group, right? So I can go ahead holding down my alt, click and drag and duplicate this for my footer session. So that is it. See you in the next video where I talk about typography and font.